unfortunately, I've done 30 minutes without you guys. My husband, he's working nights, so he just was checking the feed, and you missed all of the hamstrings that we just did. So we're going to keep going. I want you to use a wall or a chair. Okay, we're going to just start just by opening up the upper half of the body. Okay? So I want you to go ahead. I need to face the wall to start with. Big toes are touching. You're going to take your hands just to the wall and allowing your heart to melt down. Nice space at the armpit and the upper back. Scooping your tailbone under. You slowly come all the way back up. And I want you to turn around. Now, we can still use the wall, but again, I don't want to show you my backside the whole time, so I'm going to use a chair. Okay? So what we can do is you can take your forearms to the wall, or you can take your elbows to a chair. And I'm going to do same thing. Big toes are touching, knees wide. You're going to start to reach back. Maybe your head can hang in between the arms. You're going to bend your elbows, fingertips reaching towards the back of the heart. Really opening up the triceps, the heart, the lats. And we'll slowly release. Maybe we reach your arms out, scoop your tailbone under to come up. Now, from here, you can keep your forearms on your chair. Make sure I've got a hardwood floor, so I don't really want it to slide, so I'm going to take it onto, you can take it onto your blanket, your mat, your rug. You're going to lift up. Reach your hips back. So we have a downward facing dog. Now again, you can do this on the wall, just taking your hands to the wall. Now of course, my hands are lower than they would be at the wall, so I can come into more of a downward facing dog. Are we off again? All right. It says we're still live. Here, if you would come and man this for me. Okay. I'm gonna keep going, and if my roadie is saying it's not working, well, we'll try again tomorrow. But keeping our downward facing dog. You might walk your hands out, walk your feet back, and come a little further. Full deep breaths. Now, while this is really grand, I am going to show you my backside, but we're going to use the wall a little bit differently. Okay? So I want you to turn around this time. Not just your head will touch the wall, but you want your upper back. So you're kind of leaning into the wall, as though you might flip over. Use your hands. Woo! You're going to press down, soften your knees. You can step back and walk yourself back up the wall. And we're going to come down. Create a little bit more space. How we doing, Rhodey? Are we still live? Okay. So our internet is not so good in this part. It might be because we've got a lot of college students doing assignments. We're going to keep the back side really close to the wall. You're going to roll onto your back, legs up the wall. So this is the mother of restorative postures. Our legs up the wall is going to reduce swelling in the feet, the ankles, the legs, easy on the knees, the hips, and the back. What I'm going to ask you to do is to cross your right ankle over the left. You're going to press the pinky sides of your feet towards each other. We'll slowly release. Bending your knee, you're going to cross your ankle over your thigh. Now, we can press your right leg away from you towards the wall. We'll slowly release. And I want you to start to bend your left knee. Just a little bit to where you can still see the top of your shin and your foot. So we don't want it to be too much for the knee. Remember to keep your foot flexed. This will protect your knee. You're going to take everything over to the left. So you might take your arms out to the sides, taking everything over to the left. We can just stay here. Lacing your fingers together, you can press your leg away from you. Full deep breaths. Feeling that in the hip, the outer thigh. We'll slowly release, coming right back to center. Extend your leg, sliding your right leg up the left, and again press. We'll slowly release. Crossing left over right, you're going to press the pinky sides of your feet towards each other, just broadening through the back side. And slowly bend your knees, crossing your right ankle over the, your left ankle over the right. The left hand is going to press the leg away from you. Full deep breaths. We'll slowly release. Now I want you to bend your right knee to where you can still see the top of your foot and your shin. You're going to take everything over to the right. Full deep breaths. Lacing your fingers together, just pressing the leg away from you. We're going to slowly release, coming all the way back to center, extending your right leg and then the left leg. Pinky sides of your feet push against each other. And we'll slowly release. From here, I want you to bend your knees pretty deeply. We're going to hit the inner thighs. So I want you to bring your elbows close into your sides and make a kickstand with your arms, taking your knees out to the sides, soles of the feet together. And you can use your hands just to hold your legs in place. So again, this is a very restorative practice, just completely surrendering. Now, it could be that we stay here. If you're super tight, your inner thighs, you might need to keep your hands here. Or we could let go. Now, watch my feet when we let go. Of course, I do have this this little trim that keeps them in place, but your feet might separate. That's okay. From here, what we're going to do is to take your right leg just out to the side. You can hold on to or let go, finding that length at the inner thigh. And what will happen is every now and again your leg's going to twitch. It'll jump. Just completely surrendering. So that we're not forcing a stretch. Gravity is opening us up. Now, after being here for a little while, we don't want to just wrench your leg all the way back up. So I want you to take your right hand just to the thigh, give it a little push, bending the knee, bringing the soles of the feet together. Second side, you're going to take your left leg out to the side. Again, you can hold it with your hand or just let go. For a little bit extra, of course, we can add a little bit of pressure, but we're not really jumping the leg. We're not creating tears through the muscle. We're letting gravity open us up. You're going to take your left hand, press it into your thigh, bending your knee so that you come back to center. Bringing your inner thighs towards each other. Arms out to the sides. So we're going to come into a twist. I want you to take your feet over to the left, just a little tippy-toe, tippy-toe, tippy-toe. And it might be that you hold yourself in place, or maybe we can come all the way out. You might even turn your head to look at your right wrist. Scoop your tailbone under. You're going to come all the way back up and over to the right. Maybe turning your head to look at your left wrist. Full deep breaths. And we'll slowly walk the feet all the way back up. And from here, we're going to extend the legs. Legs up the wall. You can bring your arms alongside the body, palms face up. Now, it could be that you're deciding that you're just going to stay here for the rest of your practice. Technically, we're upside down. We're in inversion. Your feet are higher than your heart, your head. So we get all of the benefits of going upside down without standing on your head, which is also fun. But if you choose not to stay here, maybe you don't quite like it, you could always come back to that Supta Baddha Konasana where our knees are out to the sides. Or we could always come back to our chair if you're more comfortable with this. So it feels like you're not going to go anywhere. It just depends on what feels the best to you today. It's your practice. So from here, I just want you to take full deep breaths. Really letting the belly expand with each breath you take. Allowing the body to be very heavy. And even if things don't go to plan, you're stuck inside, your left feet keeps cutting out, it's okay. Allowing your body to be present, your mind to be present. And we can get so distracted by what's going on, what's going wrong, what's going right. But just allowing yourself to be present in this moment. It's such a gift to be here and take up space. To have a body. Allow the forehead to soften and the scalp falls back away from your head. The muscles of the face melt back. Imagine that your ears are becoming long and wide like Dumbo ears and even being pulled back into the earth. Back row of teeth separate. Still keep your lips closed. Feel the heaviness of your upper back, your shoulders, and the length and the weight of your arms, anchored at your forearms and your knuckles. Feel the softness at the armpit and the length of the side body, heavy at your bottom, your hips. Pay attention to the soles of the feet, the space in between the toes, and allow the weight of the feet to drop into the ankles. And the ankles get so heavy, they drop down into the shins. The shins become so heavy, they drop into the knee. The knees drop into the hips. And the hips sink into the earth. Legs up the wall, very cool posture. So if you find yourself becoming angry or irritated, whether you feel like there are too many people in your house, or your live feed is cutting out, or you're just frustrated with what's going on in the world, coming into legs up the wall really soothes you, calms you, and you feel like, you know what? It's okay if I haven't vacuumed today. It's okay if I've got a mess in the... It'll be okay. Claiming your space. I want you to take a cleansing breath. Just beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotating your wrists. And on your next inhalation, take your arms up and overhead, reaching from your fingertips to your tailbone. Maybe reaching through the balls of the feet. And from here, you're just going to bend your knees, bringing your feet back to the wall. And we're going to slowly just roll to one side. Pressing your hand into the floor, you're going to lift yourself up. And we'll just come to sit up against the wall. Walk your hips back so that you're touching the wall. Lower back connects. Middle back, upper back, shoulders as you slide your hands from the knees to the hips. Back of the head connecting. Just noticing how your body feels. You can take the right ear to the right shoulder. Bring your chin towards your chest. Left ear to the left shoulder. Chin to your chest. Bringing your head upright. And as you inhale, reach your arms forward and up, full stretch. Bending your elbows out to the sides. Bringing your hands back into the heart. Creating an intention for the rest of your day. Maybe we feel a lot more grounded, a little bit more patient, whether that's with ourselves, with others, or with just the craziness that is the world right now. Knowing that you can access this by allowing your body to be anchored, listening to the sounds of the breath, and then we got our magic pose, our legs up the wall. But I do thank you so much for coming, for tuning in. And I hope you do have a beautiful rest of the day. Namaste.